She just walked out of her house and vanished. Nobody has ever seen her again. What happened to Layla Faulkner? Layla Marie Faulkner was 29 years old and living in Troy, Alabama at the time of her disappearance. She was a very smart and outgoing girl and even was valedictorian of her high school class. After graduating, she would move to Montgomery, Alabama to start college, but then ended up getting pregnant with her daughter. Now, her and her daughter's father did not end up staying together, and she would actually put college on hold to move in with her parents, Susan and Richard, who, after she had her daughter, she would just sign over custody to them. Then, sometime after having her daughter, she would end up meeting a guy named Blaine Gralhier Jr., and 2 months later, they would move in together. 6 days before going missing, Layla will text her mother that she is scared of Blaine, and if something happens to her, to call authorities. Now, her mother, Susan, has done interviews since and has said that they had a very volatile relationship, and it was really hard to get Layla out of that relationship. But on July 2nd, 2016, her and Blaine do break up, and she moves back in with her parents and her daughter. Susan and one of the investigators have since done interviews, and they have both said that Layla was potentially pregnant with another man's baby, so maybe this was why they broke up. On July 4th, 2016, Susan and Richard are getting Layla's daughter ready to go to a 4th of July barbecue. Layla is not planning to go with them, but they will hear her walk out the front door at about 7 p.m. Now, her car remained at the house, so somebody either picked her up or she walked, but their house was kind of in the middle of nowhere, so if she was walking somewhere, it would be miles before she got to where she was going. But after this, she will make her final Facebook post, and Layla is somebody who is chronically online, so her not posting on social media is concerning in itself. But her post says, "Just wanted to give a shout out to all those that care. Blaine Gralhier Jr., thank you for showing me that a woman can still have an ass like mine and still be left for a man. To the family that helps me so much, thank you for giving me a place to rest my head for the night after being given 2 days to pack my stuff from a house, wait for it, that I've been paying half the bills on. Yes, sir, Tahoe included. Think I am lying. Check the bank records on the withdrawals he debited from my account. We all know I get a crazy check. Thank you for letting me know in detail that y'all understand why he didn't want me, that y'all don't either. You don't have to take any effort. Throw me my stuff down by the bridge. I threw my stuff myself. To all my enemies, the ones that were supposed to be against me, thank you for giving me renewed sense that there is still some hope in the world. Thank you for showing me compassion where the ones that love didn't." She also posted this 3 separate times, but the first 2 were only like a sentence or 2 of it, and then she posted the full one the 3rd time. So there's a lot to unpack here. Sounds like her and Blaine potentially broke up because he left her for a man, but I also don't know if she's just like rage baiting the situation a little bit. But then there's the part about her parents, about letting her know, like, I understand why he didn't want me, that they didn't either, and basically telling her to move out. That's interesting because Susan and Richard have never talked about that. I wonder if there was maybe an argument beforehand or something, but they don't want to mention that just in case the investigation turns toward them and they don't want it to be that way. It's definitely an interesting Facebook post because it feels like we're missing some details here. Her parents were a bit worried when she didn't come back in the morning, but Layla was also somebody that was known for being gone for a day or 2 at a time and not telling anybody anything. But when July 7th comes around, they are very concerned. They haven't heard from her, so they go to the Pike County Sheriff's Office to report her missing, and they say no. They tell them that she had, went missing a year before for a long period of time and ended up coming back. So maybe they should just reach out to her friends, see what they know or if they know where she's at. On top of that, Susan has done interviews and very briefly has mentioned that Layla was using illicit substances. She doesn't give much of the background on this or what she was using. But if law enforcement knew this, I wonder if it just made them not take it as seriously because unfortunately we know law enforcement really doesn't take cases seriously with people that use substances. It just happens all too often that they don't take it seriously. So her family starts reaching out to her friends to see if anybody knows anything. Nobody has seen her. Nobody knows where she's at. They also make a Facebook page to see if they can get tips themselves searching for her. And they do get one tip saying that Layla was at a party in Spring Hill, but they've never been able to verify if she was actually at this party. It was one tip and just one person that has said this, so they're not sure if this was actually her or not. 2 weeks later, her parents return to the sheriff's department and they want to file a missing persons report this time. So they do this, and her ex-boyfriend Blaine is interviewed and he takes a polygraph test, which comes back inconclusive. So they ask, hey, do you want to take another one with a different polygraph person? And he declines. In 2018, Susan was able to get 4 billboards put up with Layla's picture on it and then a phone number to call with any information or tips. But then, a short time afterwards, they find 2 butcher knives in the one. And Susan and Richard felt like this was a threat, while law enforcement felt like it was completely unrelated. Then in a turn of events, on December 29th, 2024, her father, Richard Faulkner, is arrested on 2 counts of SA, and the victim is a minor. This obviously doesn't mean that he did something to his daughter, but it's just interesting to note, I think. As of July 2026, Layla remains missing, and her purse, cell phone, and tablet are also missing, and they've never put out there if they have been able to ping her phone or not. I would assume if they were able to ping it, they would put that out there that that was her last location, but they haven't talked about it, so I'm assuming they weren't able to get it to ping. But if you or anybody you know has any information, you can contact the Pike County Sheriff's Office at 334-566-4347. There is a $10,000 reward for any information leading to Layla. Thank you for listening to Layla's story. Be sure to follow for more true crime, and if you have any case recommendations, feel free to comment, directly message me, or fill out the Suggest a Case form in my link tree in my bio.